amazement that a parent would come, yank his kid off of the team, put him off to the side, and say, get your out there and you better hit hard. And I just looked at the parent and just got kind of like, really? Sometimes parents can use wrong tactics to get our kids' attention. Other parents know what it means to inspire, to expect, even to demand success in our children without threatening or making over-the-board demands upon them. God, if you remember the story, always tried to get Israel's attention. Although God was blunt with Israel, God did not curse them out. God inspired Israel to desire to be in a relationship with him. And when inspiration did not work, God shared with them very succinctly that if they broke his laws, there would be consequences. The consequences were always shared with Israel so that they would know what was at stake. If you do this, you have no problem with me. But if you violate this, this is what's going to happen. And that's how God has always been in his relationship with us. If you honor me, I will love you to the ends of the earth. But if you disobey me, this will be the consequences of those actions. And in drastic and dramatic measures, Joel said that God would display wonders in the sky, on the earth, blood, fire, even columns of smoke. Joel said that the sun will be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. And if you remember, for those who walked with us through the book of Exodus, we often saw God through Moses, while appealing to Pharaoh to let his people go, use nature to speak dramatically to Pharaoh. The Nile River turned into blood. Locusts, flies, and frogs covered the land. God used nature to speak in dramatic ways to demonstrate that he is God, and because God is God, God can do anything God chooses to do, usually in an effort to get his people's attention. Here Joel chimes the same message. God who created the heavens and the earth, God who set the sun blazing in the heavens and fills the night with the moon and the stars, can do anything God decides to do. God has spoken in dramatic ways, done amazing things, and will continue to speak in dramatic ways to get our attention. Maybe, just maybe, what we're seeing with all the challenges we see in nature is God's attempt to get our attention, to speak to us in dramatic ways so that we will open our ears and really hear. God spoke to Job, if you remember, out of the whirlwind. That's dramatic. David said the heavens declare the glory of God. That's dramatic. In another passage he said, the Lord reigns, let the earth rejoice, let the many islands be glad. Clouds and thick darkness surround him. Righteousness and justice are the foundations of his throne. That's dramatic. God is still, brothers and sisters, doing amazing things. And all that God declares, what God has done, and what God is doing. He just says to us, like an old man dreaming, this is what used to be. But like a young person, this is what can become. The third point, verse 32. As it relates to God, the same opportunities for all humanity are still available. It will come about that whosoever calls on the name of the Lord will be delivered. The writer of Hebrews faithfully proclaimed that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. For God, everything that God does from creation to sending Jesus as Lord and Savior has been about God offering opportunities for humanity to be in a relationship with him. God always tried to reach out to us through Noah, through Abraham, through Moses, through Miriam, through the judges, through the priests, through the kings, through Ruth, through the prophets, through Mary, and Joseph being used to bring Jesus into the world. Everything that God orchestrated and initiated was done so that all humanity could be offered salvation in Jesus, and so that we can be in an intimate, personal relationship with him. Joel saw it years ago, and it will come about that whoever calls on the name of the Lord call who the Lord calls. There has been and always will be a remnant of those who will be obedient to God and seek to get a relationship with Him. In our Bible study in the book of Acts, we talked about how many people came out of Egypt. And it's believed it was 2.5 million folk left Egypt. Out of that number, only Joshua and Caleb and their families entered the promised land. Yet through them, God called a people to bear His name and be witnesses of Him in the world. Through them and